Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, no.
Welcome.
yeah, basically.
For new listeners, usually there's not quite so much, dissonance in our welcomes. Because this is Reckless Attack. We are a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast. I think I said it wrong that time. It's fine. And I am your Dungeon Master, Nathan, once again joined around the table with my very enthusiastic, sure of themselves batch of adventurers and players. Please.
That's us.
That's you.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, person who is that us and who is to my right, who are you? Tell the folks at home.
Hello, everyone. My name is Steve, and I am playing Selv Esterlin, the Dragonborn monk, who is perfectly fine.
No problem.
Happy, no notes. Where I like to be.
Yep, right where he needs to be. Everything up to his life has brought him to this point.
Great news.
And to my diagonal?
Oh, wow. Hi, everyone. I am Jonathan. Hi. And I play Checkers, the Grung Druid, and his trusty frog pals, Mango and Junior. And I, Jonathan, am terrified as to what's going to be happening in this battle. But Checkers is having a great time. He's trapped a whole bunch of people in some spikes, and he's just like flanking this longbow dwarf, and is just going to poke at her, and it's going to be great. But we'll see how the rest of the battle goes. I don't know. And let's go talk to the person on my left. Hi, everyone. I'm David, and I play Kaskrin Brightmane, the Dwarven Warlock. And Kaskrin cannot be as possibly well defended as he is right now with a shield and sanctuary, and nothing can hit him. And this is actually fine. I'm actually here for this. This is okay. Yeah, I'm feeling good. And across the table from me.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sophie, and I play Valeska Carter, the human Astral Cleric of the Arcana Domain. And, whoo boy, does Val wish she was way more emotionally dumb than she is. 'Cause being all about feelings really sucks when you're in the middle of a war and a giant, terrifying member of the Pentarchy shows up, because it's bad.
It's no good.
It's bad.
It's no good.
It is bad.
In a battle, you say? Why, yes, that is indeed where we are. You are at the back of Prince Robard, kind of spiritually taking the place of 4 companions that he went into battle with who ran away. As you are kind of turning the tide of this battle, you maybe have a little bit better idea, perhaps, of what maybe caused people to run, because in a giant flash of arcane light, a small group emerged, and at their head, in this booming voice, was a member of the Pentarchy. The prince, hearing this booming proclamation and seeing the madness that is being spread, seeing bodies start to fly from hundreds of yards away, and you guys can actually see maybe crackles of electricity just sparking as it is happening. He spins on his heel while cutting through another person and says, "Nizar the Black is here from the Pentarchy. No matter. We push forward, we kill the cord collar, and then we see where things stand. Are you with me?"
We are.
Val yells, "We're with you!"
Yeah, you got it.
Wow, what every commander wants to hear. Yeah, sure, man.
I'm still here. Why not? Kaskrin, we are the symbols of other people who were here, and in the previous echo had clearly fled. And so Kaskrin is getting these visions, these impulses of I have a family, and this isn't the place I'm gonna die, and all this stuff telling him to flee. But then he sees Prince Robard, he sees his commander, and he sees the 4 compatriots around him also standing firm, and he is if we die here, we die as brethren. We die on the battlefield. And so he stays and fights and looks the two shield bearers in the eyes. That is much better than my motivation. Which is like, oh, I'm still having fun here, so like, yeah, I'll stay.
Checkers just finger guns back
Yeah.
at Prince Robar.
Yeah, you got it.
Now, would anyone like to, in this moment, try to recall something about Nazar the Black? Sophie's hand shot up.
Sure. Yeah.
He's a doo-doo head.
You guys would know this name at minimum. Like, there's no way, I don't think any of you, other than maybe Checkers, and that's up to you. But
I feel like Checkers may have heard something about Nazar the Black.
yeah, or just any member of the
Yeah,
Pentarchy,
yeah, yeah.
basically.
I feel like Nazar the Black is probably somebody that like scary stories around the campfire are
Yeah,
told,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Checkers might know him in that sense.
Could be.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It is not hidden information who the members of the Pentarchy were. They were very prominent. They're in every history book. All their names, their identities, their backstories are pretty much all laid out as much as was public.
Sorry, this was history?
Yes. Any good high rolls? just Sophie? Yeah, Sophie, what did you roll?
25.
Oh.
I mean, Val would have done, obviously, a lot of research on, we're going to the Pentarchy-like city. I should probably make sure I really brush up on that going in. Nazar the Black is... I mean, when you're talking about the Pentarchy, when you were their enemies, all of them are scary. Nazar the Black is not one you wanted to face on the battlefield, even more so than the other four. Nazar the Black is a warlord. He was a conqueror before even Celestia Dreamweaver, who was really the head of the Pentarchy, kind of brought everything together. He controlled a large part of this continent already. And they forged an alliance that immediately became one of the most feared and the most powerful in truly modern Rixian history. He is a Dragonborn, a black Dragonborn. And he was known, as he said, as the King of Discord. For he, among other magical artifacts, most famously wielded the Crown of Strife, an object of focus. Tactically brilliant, but also a bludgeon to be thrown at any army that faced the Pentarchy that they not only wanted to win against, but wanted to make an example of. So you know, I mean, again, everyone knows, obviously, no good. Doesn't matter how well you rolled on your history, this is no good. But Val, you know intimately, like, oh, this went immediately from a surprise offensive, a strategically interesting, good move to catch people unaware and maybe try to retreat in time to, oh, this has shifted dramatically. And it's not a guarantee, but this is very bad.
I was going to say, you know enough about history to know that he was not defeated here.
Yeah.
At the very least.
and again, it's what losses he had were strategic losses.
Uh-huh.
You know, were always clever retreats, were always tactically brilliant, even in nominal losses. So, before we worry about Nazar the Black, you have the Pentarchy Cord Caller ahead of you, as well as several other soldiers surrounding you, surrounding the prince that you have opted to serve. Checkers, you went last.
Yep. Can I just switch my spiritual perception to one of Nazar the Black's people instead of being over here?
I'd like to represent the other side.
Yeah. They seem like they're having more fun.
Huh.
Maybe?
Fun. That's an interesting word. I'm not going to disagree,
Yeah.
I guess.
Is Nazar the Black the best adventurer?
Ooh. Again, it depends on what Checkers, what his definition of adventure is.
Okay.
If it is murderer of people and subjugator of populations, boy, hard to beat. He's up there on the leaderboard.
Checkers isn't
at
checking
least.
that one off yet. Yeah.
Hashtag life goals.
Yeah, who's to say? Valeska Carter, you are surrounded by strict librarian spirits, and you are just a few feet away from all of the individuals who are kind of part of one of these military squads, these minions, thank you, MCDM, who are currently fighting against the spike growth of Checkers.
I will start my turn with a bonus action casting Healing Word on Kaskrin.
Cool. What level spell?
2. Ah, fuck. Roll double ones.
No.
So you get 6 points of healing.
Kaskrin heals significantly more than you would expect, even with the low amount of magical energy in the healing word. Because of his patron's gift, Kaskrin heals the full amount that you would heal for.
Oh, hell yeah. Which would have been 12.
Nice. So Kaskrin is looking much better.
How far is the cord collar?
I would say, I don't think either of you have really moved all that much, so you are still probably about 45 feet away or so from him.
Great. Cool. I will cast Sacred Flame at them.
Okay, what do I have to do?
A dexterity saving throw. But you are stunned.
And automatically fail.
Okay.
All dex saves.
So, I'm imagining, so we described Selv as kind of like making sure to put the cord collar between him and the individual with the arrows, and is kind of using it as a shield, and so like he sees Val line up a shot and then just kind of like moves him into the way to catch the bolt.
Yeah, Selv sets him up and Val takes her shot.
Yeah. Ooh.
9 points.
Pretty
of
good.
Nice.
Radiant flame damage.
Fire.
And then Val, ignoring all battle trigonometry, moves to the edge of the spike growth
Nice.
and tries to get as many of the military group in her sphere of spirit guardians.
Cool. I'm going to say you can get 3 of them.
That is the end of my turn.
Kaskrin is staring down these 2 shield bearers, but he also sees the cord collar and the dwarven longbowyer towards the back, still some 30 feet away. He continues to hunker down, and with one arm, he grasps the arrow that has like stuck itself in between his plates, looks towards the dwarven archer, and pulls the arrow out
Yep.
in
Hell
his
yeah.
newly healed body, and just like bits of blood sort of like swirl into the water around him. So I don't know why. It's just like you get healed for 12 points of damage, and you pull the arrow out and take another 12 points of damage.
Val,
Look at all this extra health I have.
Sending a message.
Yeah, right? I don't even need this healing.
Val just like under her breath is like, that's against medical advice.
And he stares at the dwarven archer, and with like pink tinged teeth, he just like grimaces and like menaces towards her and casts fog cloud over both the
Ooh.
archer and the cord collar, trapping them next to 2 of his party members.
Okay.
So they are just suddenly surrounded by fog, cut off from all of their allies, and blinded towards everything around them. As a bonus action, Kaskrin is going to harden the rock around his arms and his legs. But whereas before it was a cobalt blue, now it is turned into this sort of like dirty green color that surrounds him, as he has increased in proficiency bonus, and so the armor around his arms and legs is now harder and more difficult to destroy.
Perfect.
Are you using the Mohs hardness scale to
Yes,
determine what
I am.
That's cool. All right.
Now it is the dwarf longbowsmanier's turn. And not only is she covered in fog, but also she is covered in frog.
Hey, hi.
Okay, so things are obscured,
Yes.
correct? What does that mean for both, definitely just the listener,
I, Sophie, really need to know
and
what
not
the fuck is happening
not
right now.
Nathan for sure. I remember, but for everyone who's listening, what does that do?
A creature is blinded when trying to see something else, except within 5 feet.
She can still see Checkers and Mango, but
Correct.
cannot see out.
Yes.
Awesome. Checkers,
Yes.
you see the dwarf's eyes just kind of dart around, assessing the situation, assessing that you and a larger frog are bearing down on her.
Mm-hmm.
And as a bonus action, she disengages
Ooh.
and moves into the fog.
All right.
And you do not see where she has gone.
Okay.
You see the direction that she starts going.
Yeah.
And then, Self, you see the dwarf. Or no, you don't. You don't.
I'm
You're also in the
within
fog cloud.
Yeah.
Okay, it disappears, and then it does a thing. It is the second shield bearer's turn. I think he is going to take a couple steps back and is going to charge at Cascarin. And is going to make a wisdom saving throw, hopefully, to try and actually let this happen. Ooh, yes, that is a pass. Roll a 15 on the die.
All right.
First, you take...
Well, that was a wisdom save, right? Do they have...
Oh, you're right.
You still have to
Still have to roll to
attack
attack. 16?
Fails.
So still just like splashes at you, trying to, again, just like use its momentum to not only do damage, but throw you to the ground. We are at the top of the order. Round 3. Part of the other battle has started to spill over. And another batch of minions enter into the fray. Also in the distance, those of you not encased in a fog cloud, you know, I'm imagining Val like looking over her shoulder, Cascarin kind of seeing out of the corner of his eyes the lightning strikes, the flashes of power, the discord comes ever closer. And you hear the voice ring out again.
No quarter will be given. Flee or face me, and face your oblivion under the Pentarchy.
Self, it's your turn.
No, thank you.
Wow. Well, it's a good thing I can't see any of that.
Yep, you can hear it,
all right.
though.
Yeah, I hear it, but, you know, it could be just a halfling with a microphone.
Could be.
So I am near the cord caller.
You can see the cord collar.
I can see the cord caller.
Yes,
yes,
you
within
are not
5 feet of
yep,
the
you are
cord
not
collar.
impeded at all.
Okay.
He is still stunned, is that correct? Until the end of
Until
your
the
turn?
end of my turn, yes.
Fuck.
Wow.
So, all right.
the
So
power of monk.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
So I am going to take my first couple of attacks.
Seems good.
So the first one, with advantage, because he's stunned, is a natural 20.
Nice.
I'm going to spend a key point to have him make another Constitution saving throw or be stunned for another round.
Okay. Natural 1.
Nice.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So the damage on that attack is going to be 2d8 plus 3. 10 points of damage
Ow.
for the first attack. 17 plus
That hits.
6. Okay. Only 4 points of damage. And then I will spin around and kick him for my
Right in the butt.
for my bonus action attack. Another 17 on the die.
Yep.
6 points of damage.
Ow. He's definitely hurting now.
You seem to have lost your voice.
It is now the group's turn, who is next to Val. The three of them
Wisdom
will be
saving
making
throw.
some wisdom saving throws, DC 15. One has definitely failed. And then roll me some damage to see if you kill the other two.
13?
It's halved though, right?
Oh, yes, it is
Yeah.
half. That is so true. Thank you. So they remain upright and resolute.
Oh, no.
Anything else? Or no, then
That's
it is
their
their turn. Boy. Okay.
They're in spike growth, and I believe I'm 5 feet away from all of them.
I was going to say, you would have easily been able to do that while keeping away. Ooh. I'm going to have two of them move. And it just does damage?
Yep.
Okay.
Just does damage. So one of them is going to be taking 3 points of damage as he moves.
Okay.
The other one, 7 points of damage as he moves.
They move and they don't realize how sharp it is. And they try to move forward. And the other two, seeing them just be like shredded. Go ahead.
I'm imagining this as like they got, slapped in the face by these librarians, and they're realizing how difficult of a position they're in, so they try to chance it and move towards Val.
Yeah.
But as they try to move forward, they get cut all across their legs and feet, and they trip and fall over and just get slammed into this sharp glass-like coral, and then just don't get up.
Yep. And then the librarians just stomp on them.
Yeah.
And the other two, seeing what has happened, are like, I'm just going to stay here, I think. And they're going to keep doing...
Dodge?
Do another dodge action.
Hi, friends. Thanks for listening to us today and letting the sweet sounds of Reckless Attack grace your ears. If you're having a fun time hanging out with us every week, come join the conversation on Twitter too, at reckless_attack. If you're loving your time with us and want to help us grow the podcast, why not support us on Patreon? It helps us keep the lights on here at Reckless Attack Studios, and we love being able to give our patrons a behind-the-scenes look of what we're doing outside of our regular release schedule. Looking for other ways to spread the word? Make sure to give us a rating or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. Thanks again for spending your time with us, and we hope to see you again soon.
Checkers, it is your go.
So I am hearing a lot of just whacks coming from the direction where Selv's at, and I can only
Yes.
assume that he is making some solid hits on the cord collar. Mango, split up. We got an archer to find. And the two of us will kind of split off in slightly different directions to try and find the archer. Mango would probably make his way more towards Selv, whereas Checkers would probably make his way more towards the outer perimeter of the fog cloud.
You suddenly see a large frog self. A mango finds you. Because you haven't moved, I don't think.
No, I mean, other than just kind of like dancing around a little
Right,
bit.
yeah,
but
exactly.
Mango looks very happy to see you.
Yes. You emerge from the fog cloud,
Yep.
and an arrow heads towards your face.
Ow.
Ooh, 19 on the die.
Ow.
So you take just 6 points of piercing damage. So you see that it was clearly just kind of like scanning to see where its next target was coming from, and as soon as you emerged, it flung around and just kind of loosed an arrow. It didn't have kind of that same level of precision that you saw it strike Kaskrin, but it still was not pleasant.
Checkers takes the arrow in the side, and he's starting to look quite bad. He also knows he can't do this alone. So, as an action, he's going to cast the spell, Summon Beast.
Yeah!
All right.
And he summons an antelope.
Yes, a very frog-shaped antelope. As the archer turns slowly around to find that there is now a floating, flapping blue frog with butterfly wings behind her. And Billiam appears to try and wrap his muscular tongue around the creature.
Boy, I remembered the muscular tongue, but I wasn't ready for it. Emotionally,
Are you
spiritually.
ever ready for the
No,
muscular
it's no good. I mean, it's very good, but it's no good.
I would also like to share that Starbuck has made a die for Billiam.
Yes, indeed.
And there's a little die with a little frog with even littler butterfly wings inside, and it is the most adorable thing I've ever seen. So
Indeed.
Billiam is going to attack and wrap his tongue around. 15 to hit.
A hit.
11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Ow. Oh no.
Did a squish.
And Checkers is going to action surge.
Hell yeah.
He is going to lash out with a thorn whip. So this jagged fishing hook goes flying towards her, trying to pull her towards him.
What is like action surge? Like, what's the Checkers vibe for?
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like when Checkers reaches in to his warrior past
So-
to do more things?
I actually think this is a fairly new thing for him. Like, as part of his training, he found that sometimes he could just kind of move a little faster than he was used to.
Yeah.
And what happens is when he decides to use his action surge, all these green motes kind of float up around him, and he seems to move supernaturally quickly.
Cool. Fuck yes.
And the fishing hook flies towards the archer.
I thought Checkers was just gonna do like a backflip and
Yeah.
it's like action surge and then just goes for it.
Yeah. So what it looks like is Checkers does a backflip and just like finger guns and
Green motes
And
come
yells out action
action,
surge.
he yells out action surge.
Green motes fly from his fingers.
Yeah.
Good, good. I'm not sure what is canon, but all of it is, and none of it is all at once.
13 to hit.
That hits.
9 points of piercing damage
Ooh.
as the fishing hook lands in her arm and pulls her towards him.
Oh, cool. So now is in melee combat
Yes.
with you, correct? Awesome. She is barely hanging on.
Cool. The spike growth is gone.
Oh, okay.
Because concentration. Okay. Both of the shield bearers know that they don't have a great chance of hitting Kaskrin. Kaskrin, you see practiced tactics. One starts to kind of back away, and the other one kind of shifts into position to try and get as much of your attention, and one goes into the fog and is going to roll a perception check to see if they know. Ooh, rolled very well. Self, you see one of the shield bearers come in.
Oh, great.
It basically just like runs into you and then quickly does a quick stab upon you with its spear. That's a miss. It was too
Even
taken
better.
aback.
Nice.
I'll get to you in a moment.
Valeska Carter,
Hi.
There are 2 people who are close to you, and then there are 5 more coming in at your back.
But Valeska can only see the 2 leftover minions, the new group of minions, and one of the shield
Correct.
creatures.
Yes, the fog cloud is kind of making a lot of individual one-on-one combats, which is pretty cool. I think very effective at the moment.
Val will move so that the 2 leftover minions are within her, just right on the edge of her spirit
Awesome.
guardian. So they're still like 10 feet away.
Yep.
And as a bonus action, Val will cast Spiritual Weapon over the shield creature who is harrying Kaskrin.
Awesome.
And then that is an attack.
Okay.
14?
Oh, just a miss.
Boo. Okay, well, there is a giant chalice above his head.
I love that Val's
Um,
go-to is just like bonking people on the head with
Yeah.
books and chalices and whatnot.
For her action, they don't look too smart, right?
I would call them averagely smart.
Street smart, that book smart, right?
Yeah, maybe a little, have been well schooled. These are, of course, members of the Pentarchy's troops. So they're probably, a little above average, but I wouldn't call them, let's say, proficient in intelligence things.
Well, shall send a mind sliver at them, and this will look like my mess with success. I'm going to send a lamprey at them.
No. Intelligence saving throw?
Yes, DC 15.
Fail.
Woo!
Ooh, nice. Full lamp read.
11 points.
That one you can tell is like now battered, is almost down.
Okay. It's up to you, Cass.
Kaskrin is going to start by dropping concentration on the fog cloud. It's kind of split the battlefield enough already, and so this huge fog cloud in front of him just vanishes over the course of a couple of seconds.
Cool.
He breaks the stone slab off of the ground, wielding it like a shield proper, and run towards the other shield bearer, trying to knock him off his feet.
Cool.
He is going to cast the spell Stone Fist, which I am flavoring like a shield bash.
Absolutely.
And
Hell yeah.
I'm going to make an attack roll against this guy. 24 to hit.
Yes.
You don't
Quite.
say. 11 points of damage.
What does it look like when you kill this guy?
So it just like is shield against shield, but as the water like around the sanctuary
yes.
dissipates, it's just like a cannon erupting from his like defensive position and just knocks him over. The guy just like bonks his head.
Yep.
and dies.
it's like there's like slow motion high speed cameras
Yeah.
where you just
a concussive
just
force.
explode out. Hell yes. Anything else you'd like to do?
As a reaction, I'm going to grant Selv, a servant of the Citadel. You have 6 temporary HP, and I'm going to move closer towards you just to help put some pressure in case you need it.
It is now the longbow person's turn. Is going to, as a bonus action, disengage and run away from you.
Stop, come back.
Well, but you can see them now.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's going to move 30 feet away, and it's going to kind of circle around the battlefield. Seeing that Selv is whacking away at the cord collar, is going to fire off a shot.
Oh boy.
18 to hit.
Ordinarily, yes. However, I am going to deflect missile.
Oh!
Hell
hey!
yeah. Hey, that's awesome.
So
shit.
I will put the staff that I just smacked into the cord collar. Then with my free hand, I am going to reach up and
So
try
cool.
to grab this missile. Roll the damage because it's dependent on how much damage it does.
Absolutely. It does a lot of damage because it is, unfortunately, a sneak attack.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Ooh, rolled very badly, though. 8 points of damage, actually. Rolled very, very badly.
So my minimum that I can deflect is 9.
Heck
Oh.
yeah.
If I reduce all of the damage, I actually catch the arrow.
This person is running away, is like harrying, like Sophie said, and is just like trying to take pot shots at anyone who's not paying attention and thinks, oh, easy mark. This guy is surrounded, he's holding up the cord collar, and then just like the arrow shoots true, goes right to Selv, thwap, doesn't even look, catches it.
And I'm debating now whether I should spend the key point to throw it back.
Come on.
Cool
yeah.
Come on.
All right,
Peer
so
pressure.
We will spend another key point, and I will attempt to throw this back at them.
Fuck yes.
Ooh, 17 on the die, plus 6 for a 23.
Oh, yes.
Okay. They
Well,
get to
good.
enjoy their own arrow. 3, so 6. 6 points of damage.
Hey, Self, can you describe what it looks like
Hell yes.
when you kill this person with their own arrow?
So, Selv, out of the corner of his eye, sees this dwarf come across after the fog cloud had dropped, sees them knock an arrow and just let it loose. And so Selv's hand comes up, grabs the arrow, turns it back towards the dwarf, and says, "Wait your turn." And then throws the arrow back at him and just hits the dwarf straight in the neck. And then they just kind of, like, there's that stunned look on their face
Yep.
before they tip over and fall to the ground.
Heck yeah.
That turn did not go the way that they were hoping
yeah.
that it would. Ooh, boy. Not a lot of good options for this new group.
I will have the librarians look very calm in this moment, enticing them.
Totally chill, not even
Their
like
backs
paying
are totally
attention.
turned. The backs are focused on the
fuck.
2 other minions.
Would you like to sign up for a library card?
I'm gonna give him a
There's a bake sale happening at the library today.
ooh. Unfortunately, I rolled kind of like an intelligence/wisdom check, and they rolled very well. And so I'm gonna say that they, as they approached, saw the librarians like stomp on the last couple of the people, and they're like, dude, not. I don't know if that's a good. I think they, seeing the cord collar surrounded, are going to double move towards kind of everyone, basically. Now that it's been a little bit, you can feel the air has changed. There was a big offensive, a big push. You guys were doing well, but not only is Nazar the Black and whoever he is here with carving through, but also people are taking his presence to heart and are starting to re-rally. The defenders are getting a backbone again, are starting to reorganize, and it is becoming clearer and clearer to you all. This might not be going our way.
It's like staggering how fast in
Yeah.
like even 12 seconds, like our lines are breaking like
Yes.
right around where he is. Like he has turned the tide so quickly.
We can
Just
do this. I
after
still have a key
arriving.
point.
Just have him fire an arrow at me, and we'll see. It might work.
I can stun him.
So this is actually representative of that. Obviously, they're like, I don't want to mess with Val, but like, the King of Discord is here, is leading us. They just sprint into battle, tactically sound, perfect formation, and start to surround Kaskrin. Now you suddenly realize you are once again surrounded by a well-trained group of Pentarchy soldiers.
Cool.
Top of the round, Selvastulin.
Stun him again. Stun him again.
Well, let's see here.
The cord collar he's not close to down, but he is
Well, I mean, we don't want him up.
No.
We don't want him in this fight.
No, you do not.
Okay, so still stunned though until the end of my turn at least, so I will attempt to hit them again. 15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. I will spend my last key point to attempt the stunning strike again. So that is a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yep. That is a 2 on the die.
They are done.
That poor cord collar.
And that will be
He is pretty good constitution, too.
so that's 7 points for that attack.
Ow!
Second attack, 13 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, and then I will basically try to sidekick them.
Yep, bonus action, one last one.
Yep, 15.
That hits.
5 points of damage for that one.
Ow, he is very injured. Moments away, I think. The... oh, boy. What are they going to do? The 2 people close to Val, they have seen some carnage. There
There's
are
no
8
more
bodies.
Well, I moved close enough. They start their turn.
Then they start their... That is correct. Number 1, fail. So 1 is dead. Number 2, pass. So roll me damage.
Ooh.
It's 9. It's 9.
Okay, 9,
points.
and that's halved.
No, fuck. That's whole points.
Okay.
Or
One is immediately buffeted by these librarians. The other one kind of realizing that he is inside and is relatively unharmed, is not more harmed by going deeper in, steps up to you, Val, and is going to try and make a much weakened attack. And misses. And is too distracted stepping over the bodies.
Yeah, like by the field of soldiers around him that are no longer
then
moving.
to be able to get a true strike against you, but now is kind of up against you and is clearly trying his best to hold on until someone comes to help him out. Cord Collar's turn. It is Checkers. It is your turn.
Sounds like someone's got a frog in their throat.
Ooh.
That's the end of Checkers' turn.
no.
Go ahead. What is it?
The full action pun.
Yeah, but
Yes.
so Checkers just sees the archer fire an arrow at Selv. Selv catch it and just hurl it right
cool.
back at her, catching her in the neck. Checkers turns his attention towards the stunned Cord Collar, trying to finish him off once and for all. So the frogs go flying in. Jagged fishing hooks go firing towards the Cord Collar, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
So, first off, Billiam comes in. 19 to hit.
Hit.
8 points of bludgeoning damage. as
Ow.
Billiam flies in, slams into the Cord Collar, and then flies away. Checkers is going to hurl a jagged fishing hook at the Cord Collar, trying to get in between his armor. 23 to hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't crit. Oh,
it does crit.
and I crit on the and I crit on the advantage.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be
Roll some good damage.
46.
Ooh.
Wow. 9 points of piercing damage.
Checkers.
Uh-huh.
What does it look like when you kill the Cord Collar of the 5 Crown Kings?
My first thought is kind of gruesome, but we're going to go with it. So Checkers kind of, launches the jagged fishing hook towards the Cord Collar, and Selv, you just kind of spin him around as he's stunned to face Checkers, and the fishing hook goes into his mouth and just like
Oh, ew.
pulls out this like
And does fishing hook things.
fishing hook things, and Checkers is like, I got it for you.
Oh, it's like the vocal cords.
Yeah, the
of
vocal
this,
cords just like get fishing hooked out of
very gross. Very good.
Yeah. And then, ew. Yeah, and then Sal just like lets him go.
Drops it.
Drops. Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm actually going to stop combat there. You guys, and again, this has been happening in the background because, again, obviously, this combat, plenty busy. But the prince has been with you this whole time. He is now, you can see him as you guys are kind of cleaning up the remnants of this group, as Val is kind of moving towards and trying to give that area of effect support as Kaskrin continues slamming into things. And everyone just kind of keeps kicking a lot of ass.
Mm-hmm.
You see the prince, the apparition that reached out to you, and it is still all very real, very visceral. He turns to you all. You can see that his bear-adorned chest plate is now covered with blood and grit, but he still stands resolute. He looks at you all as there's this moment of stillness in the battle. Everything rages around you, and he looks at you all, and he says, I will not be running from this fight. I will make my stand here. Stand with me, please. We will give them a fight to remember. Our fight will go in the history books. Stand with me. In the background, you can see emerging from another flash of lightning and mayhem is Nazar the Black, the King of Discord. He is a massive black dragonborn. He is covered in menacing plate mail and riding the largest warhorse you have ever seen. He is holding in his hands a sword that is more slab of iron than it is a blade. And he looks down at the 5 of you. And he says,
This ends today. This ends with me.
The prince turns around, and for a moment, the apparition appears in your vision to each of you. At the same time as this very real, very corporeal, tangible prince reaches out in no longer confidence, but almost in desperation, in sadness, in the way of a man who knows that his end may have come. And he takes a hand and reaches out to all of you. And at the same time, the apparition voice and his voice mingle perfectly. And in front of each of you, this face. First self. Do you stand with me?
Selv will give a bow, and then he'll say, I will stand with you. May my oath be heard.
Checkers next. This face appears, and not in the commanding way that it was, or the pleading way previously. It is soft. It is, do you stand with me?
And Checkers kind of gives that smug grin towards the prince as he asks, and he's like,
What, you think I'm running away now?
Val, in a sorrowful tone, do you stand with me?
Val matches like the desperate, saddened tone. I do.
Cass, in a resolute tone, muted, in control, do you stand with me?
Cascarin takes Prince Robard's forearm, even in the face of looming death, and says, Till the end, brother.
You're snapped back, the apparitions are gone, except you can see the kind of wavy after image that we described last session, that you kind of, as you moved, there is this spectral quality to you. It leaves you as this happens. It leaves as the 4 companions from when this happened leave. But in this moment, the prince looks at you all, and he gives a final smile, and nods, and turns on his heel, and charges at Nazar the Black, the King of Discord, member of the Pentarchy, and the 4 of you charge after. It is almost back to a dream, where it's not that you're not fighting, that you're not in control, but it doesn't matter anymore, is the sense that you get. And the last image that you have is the prince falling, and you see he staggers off, clutching a wound, and he falls face first into the ground. It kind of zooms in on a ring that he was wearing. And then everything shifts. You are returned to the blowing grasses. It is later than when this battle had started. And you see the Fortunate standing there, cocking their head quizzically at you. But at your feet, you see a small, plain ring in the dirt where you had seen the prince fall in your vision. And that is where we're going to end this week's episode, everybody. Thank you so much.
Ooh, man.
See you next week. Hey, Sophie, what languages
Yeah.
do you know?
So many. Hold on.
Can you see real quick?
I have to get the random loose leaf piece of paper I have out.
With the to-do list and all of the...
It's
I
the
almost-
original to-do list.
I almost wish it was just like covered
Can I
front
see
and
it?
back where she
Yeah.
had, it's like, this is them.
Right.
It's this is the list.
It's the only record of our inventory, too. Like, that
Yeah.
contains all of our gold.
Yep.
Ju-
and all
just
of
so you
our
know,
items.
I speak yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's like this.
I guess technically the blank is leaves can't.
Mm-hmm.
Can I not do that? That was a joke.
No, you picked it on air. It's out there in the world.
Everything we say that gets published is canon.
Oh man, we can have a whole series of that stuff though. Like, you know, like seamstresses speak weaves can't.
Oh.
know.
Nope.
No.
Can't have any of it. Absolutely not.
Clothers, sleeves can't.
All right, we had a good run, guys.
Yep.
Wrap it up.
That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. I didn't know if I would have the strength to call it.
Yeah.
But it's the right thing to do. We've done all we can.
I see Steve just sitting there
Oh,
thinking,
yeah,
right?
bees can't. Yeah, there's all. I just don't know where that one would fall.
I'm not done yet. Just to be
right.
clear.
Yeah, right. I can't tell if we peaked or the other way around.
Fucking hit a valley.
Yeah, right.
We'll let the listeners decide.
Yeah.
They will never hear this.
Yeah.